So, and I think that we shall provide some time for both of you, and then we may produce feedback and maybe some more questions if we have. Well, but now we are all ears. So, Anton and Ilya, the stage
So
is yours.
thank you, thank you. So my name is Ilya, if somebody doesn't know it yet. So and today I will speak with our Anton. We all know Anton as our fellow scientist, as our colleague, but he has a secret. He works at gaming industry. And please introduce yourself, Anton. What are you doing? How did you get into the game development? And what is your position?
Uh, Thank you, Ilya. My name is Anton, and I work as a lead QA engineer at an outsourcing game testing company.
Great. How long have you been in the gaming industry?
I've been in the gaming industry for 3 years. Yeah, well, basically almost 3 years, ever since the war started.
Oh, that's so. Why QA and why have you changed the career path? I think you you are not programmer. You're not an artist. What what have you did before, and why the QA?
Uh, Before getting into game development, I actually worked as a deputy hotel manager in Kryvyi Rih. But when the war began, circumstances, and I decided, due to the circumstances, that it was time to look for a remote job, something I could do from home that interested me and challenged me, and also to
So
make money, of course. And
so
I came across quality assurance courses, completed them successfully, and soon after I got my first position at a game testing company. And almost 3 years later, I'm now a middle QA engineer, and I also lead a team of 4 to 12 people on average. Why QA? For me, it's pretty simple. I always like getting to the bottom of things. I enjoy investigating. I like figuring out how systems work, and more importantly, why they sometimes don't. QA's main purpose is exactly that: to find what's broken, understand how it breaks, and ensure it doesn't happen again.
great. So it's very cool. I'm very glad you have successfully changed your career path, and it works great for you. So you tell us a little about the QA in general. What QA is in game development industry? So what exactly? How it differ from software engineering, or I don't know, website creation? So what are you doing? Are what are you and your team actually doing? Let's say it like that.
Well, it in game development, it's just the same as QA in any software development, basically. QA, or quality assurance, is making sure that game or an application or a website actually works the way it's supposed to. The works by design, the way the creators of said application intended it to work. It's about finding bugs, yes, but also spotting problems with gameplay, with performance, or UX, user experience. Um, I know you can think of QA as the link between what the developers imagine and what users actually experience, making sure
Or
uh,
want to experience.
no, what the users experience.
Oh, okay.
So exactly what they experience. So if you're doing your job badly, then they will not experience what they want to experience.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Uh,
makes sense.
yeah. I'm making sure the game is fun, smooth, and polished. As a lead QA engineer, I split my time between hands-on testing, editor work, working with the engine, team management. On the testing side, I scour through game builds, look for bugs, investigate issues, report them with the details developers need to fix them. I also work directly in the editor, checking assets, levels, systems, reproducing issues, diving deep into the blueprints, figuring out what's broken, and sometimes even testing changes in real time and even pushing fixes to some bugs. On the team management side, yeah, sorry.
So it sounds really complicated. And as far as I can hear you, you're probably working with Unreal Engine 5 or something like that.
Yep.
So
yes.
Great. So my next question was actually, what are you doing as a lead QA engineer? Is it more like management, or you are still at the front lines, you still do a lot of manual testing, or you just communicating more?
Yeah. So the problem with that is that I wish I had more time for testing itself, but we're working with an American company, and so we start work at 4 p.m. and work up to 1 a.m. So somewhere about 7 p.m., 8 p.m., I start getting spammed by messages from the developers. Like they have some questions, they want some follow-ups. I have to go to meets. It's really, most of the time it's my team that does the testing, because I simply don't have time for that. I manage a team of 4, 6, 12 testers. It varies whether there's need for additional people, but it's never less than 4. I coordinate tasks. I review the reports. I make sure everyone is aligned and productive. Essentially, as I already said, help bridge the gap between the development team and QA.
I see. So after about 7 p.m., you live a corporate hellscape life. So I can totally understand you. It's very difficult, to be honest. So how should I ask you how testing is done? So what are tools, or how do you investigate the issues that appear in the game?
Okay, so no, which one of those questions you want answered first?
So how do you do it? You tell us that you like to investigate. How do you do it? What tools are you using for it, or none, or just your paper notebook or something? I don't know.
Okay.
Do you track changes or something else?
The way you investigate issues solely depends on the issue you're facing.
Okay.
So if for example, when you're facing a bug where a player is or player crashes as soon as they load into a level, that's basically, you have to check every class, you have to check every character, you have to check every level. Once you do, you narrow down which classes, character, or combination of what causes the crash. Then you have to check the logs, you have to find the error, then you figure out what the error is about. Then you get into the engine, try to reproduce it in there, get the login from the engine, get the profiler.
I'm sorry.
When you gather all this information, you have to compose a bug report, and to make it clear for the developer what the issue is about. Your job is to make their job easier.
Okay. So you, for example, you don't have access to the sources. You work with a build.
I do have access to the source.
Oh, so you analyze even that deep. Great.
What do you mean by the source?
Source code, engine level source code. I mean,
okay,
not the blueprints.
The game is games are mainly built on blueprints, and blueprints is visual scripting, so you don't need to get into the code. You get into the blueprints.
So I see your work after the engine level work is
Yes.
done. So you're testing systems
yes.
and gameplay.
If I see that the problem is in the code, then I assign the issue to an engineer.
Great. So, is it any fun to play unfinished games, or you are not playing as
So when you tell a QA that's testing a game that he's playing the game, you're gonna he's gonna get triggered.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't play games. We work. Yeah, no, that it's not fun. Like it's fun to work. It's interesting, but you're not enjoying the game the way it's intended to be enjoyed. We're playing to break it. Like we're trying to find ways to break the game, literally.
But is it fun? Is it fun to break it?
Yes, it is. It is because it's a very creative and unorthodox process.
So, for example, you want to clip out of the level. I don't know. You want to glitch out the physics, and you are actively trying to make it.
Yeah, and it's something that automation quality assurance is not able to do, because the creativeness factor to that it can be done manual QA only.
Great insight. So after you made your report and something gets cut, something probably fun gets cut, how do you feel about it? Like
it depends
cut
on what
feature or cut level or cut content like assets or something else that causes issues.
So let's first of all let's break down why features get cut. What's the reason behind that? So most of the time a feature gets cut if it poses so many problems, so many bugs, that it just will not you get as much profit as it will gonna cost you in people and time. So that's why features get cut. And sometimes very cool, very innovative features get cut out before release, and it's kind of painful to look at. But when you realize that it saved you about 40 additional bug reports, you realize that, oh, okay, no, that's good. No, I didn't want that to be released.
Okay.
So, and also we kind of affect which feature gets cut, which doesn't.
So basically, you feel relieved, but also some sort of sad.
Bit
of sad.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. So, are you personally invested in the projects you work on? Do you like them, or it's just a generic project that is just your work?
I'm very invested in the projects I work on. When you've been on a project from the very beginning, as I do most of the time, because I have different projects, but I've been on the same one for over a year now. But when you're from the very beginning and you're a part of it, you naturally feel responsible for its outcome. I often work beyond regular hours, not because I have to, but because I genuinely care about the game, about the people I work with, about the developers, the people from the American development team, for example. And I wanted to succeed because I know that it's something that I created as well.
And you are getting credited at the end?
Of course.
Great.
There are several games on Steam with me in the credits.
So I'll try to check.
No, I cannot disclose it. I'm sorry.
No,
I cannot
no.
disclose which ones. It's NDA.
But you still are at the credits.
Yes.
But you cannot disclose what games you worked on
Yes.
previously.
Yes, it's weird. I know.
Okay, it's one of the questions. Like a lot of people doesn't know how the corporate game development works, so you cannot disclose.
So,
Sometimes.
okay, I'll try to explain it. So I worked for an outsourced company, and development teams turn to us for testing. And sometimes they take for iterative testing, like they have a feature or they have a game iteration that they want tested, and then that's it, bye-bye. But sometimes they take on full-time teams, like FTE, full-time employees. We are an outstaffed team, so we kind of belong to their team, but we still work for the Ukrainian company that I work for. And according to the NDA, well, it differs in different contracts, but most of the time, I have we cannot they cannot in the credits name the company that tested for them, but they can name the people. So yeah.
So I'm trying to say that this not indie but corporate game development is sometimes very strange. You can share your art on your ArtStation or somewhere else. ArtStation is the site where you can put your drawings, 3D renders. You can do it. Basically, you can share your portfolio, even for the unreleased projects sometimes. But if it gets found, that's maybe a scandal and maybe a treasure trove for those who are seeking for card content or something else. That's very strange. But people cannot disclose basically what they are working for, and sometimes even several years after they worked on something. So I think you have the power to suggest some improvements to developers or to change some gameplay elements, mechanics. Do you have this power? And
yeah,
if
absolutely. Yes.
And if yes, have you used this power previously?
Yes. Yes to both. We actively provide feedback on the game's design and execution. So if for example, levels flow or class flow feels off, or a feature isn't working as intended, we can suggest improvements. In fact, developers often ask for our input on whether or an update or a change is safe to roll out, which bugs should be prioritized, and even whether a feature is ready for release. So yeah, our team has real influence on the final product. We help to shape the game.
Okay, that sounds great. And last question regarding the work-related stuff. QA engineers and play testers, are there any difference? And if yes, what is the difference?
Okay, yeah. Well, playtester is just a guy who's been invited to play the game. A QA engineer is a profession that has like there's this testing theory that you need to know. There are a lot of tools that you need to know how to work with. A playtester is just someone that a company is gathering for to get the feel of how a preliminary feel of how the public might perceive the game or an update or anything. Like anything they want tested, they get play testers, and the QA tells the developers how many play testers they need, what if they need them at all, how the playtester should behave, what should they do, what should they try to break, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, there's a huge difference. Like a QA is part of the development team, a playtester is just somebody who's been invited to try out the beta.
So basically, the QA engineer could be a playtester, but the playtester could not be a QA engineer.
Well, he could if you studied for it, yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. So there's a part of our discussion where we should talk about industry-related stuff. So a lot of discussion online regarding the poor optimization of Unreal 5 games. There's a lot. I hear it from all the places. I read it everywhere. So, what is your opinion on that issue? So, is it engine's fault? First of all, is it true? Okay. So then, if it's engine's fault, and who's to blame? Is it QA developers? Who's to blame for even AAA projects releasing in barely a functioning state? So could you please tell us?
Do you know can you name any AAA title with good optimization, like from the latest ones?
I can say it was Half-Life Alyx back in 2020.
Oh no, that's that. Okay, so no, that was there were no technologies then that would affect like there was no what's to say. So for example, right now Unreal Engine is at the point of innovations, at the tip of the innovation spear that like is going through game development world. Unreal Engine's been the first that Epic Games, the proprietor of Unreal Engine, they invented nanites. So they invented Niagara, technologies that give you the ability to create an immensely good-looking thing that will not put a strain on your video card. Nanites are aimed to replace LODs, level of detail. So when you're in, maybe you've seen it in some games that things that are afar, yeah, they're gonna pop into your view like that. Yeah. So nanites remove that completely. So nanites work in a very different way, and it's very technical. And I'm not sure even I could explain it. The reason that people are saying Unreal Engine games are poorly optimized is because they are, but it's not the engine's fault. You see, Unreal Engine is accessible to any team. And the reason the game is poorly optimized is because the team did not invest enough in technical art. And that's it. Because it requires money.
In the QA engineers.
Also, well, maybe, but not really. So you're a QA engineer, and if you work for like if you had any PC testing experience prior to this, you know that you will have to do a performance testing, that you will need a pool of different devices of different specifications, and you need to check every card maker, you need to check every processor maker, every CPU that you can think of. You can check every resolutions that can be tested on, and the combination of them all. So yeah, it's hardly can be a QA's fault. It's just that the teams with poorly optimized games did not invest enough money in technical art. Take a look at the Black Myth Wukong, like a Chinese game that came out last year, I think. I'm not sure.
Year or
year
and a half. ago.
Maybe a year and a half ago, maybe a year. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. So it's on Unreal Engine 5, and its performance is just excellent. It runs on even the most lowest end devices. Like it's so good that people were asking, how did you optimize it so well? Because they invested in technical art. And that's it.
And at the opposite part of side of spectrum, we have GTA Trilogy enhanced definitive edition.
Come again? Which one? What?
GTA Definitive Trilogy re-release of San Andreas, GTA Vice City, and GTA 3 on Unreal Engine 5. That was
well, first of all, it's not a game that was made on Unreal Engine, so it's a port, and when you do a port, it's much harder to optimize it, and as you can see, they did not. So it's not engine's fault. How can it be engine's fault when an engine is giving you all of the tools you can think of to optimize your game? You just need to do it.
Okay, got it. So speaking of hardware, you mentioned a lot of hardware. Do you work with PC?
Yes.
Right.
Currently,
yes. So you have no access to some sort of dev kits. Your work with
I do.
Okay, you work with computers mostly, and how are you switching between? So you have a single machine to test, or you have some kind of, I don't know.
No, I have a PC.
Connection.
I have a PC. I have a laptop, and our game is going to be get ported to PS5, and we're going to start testing PS5 as well. So I'm getting a dev kit as well.
Oh, great. So you have, for example, two pieces of hardware, let's say PC hardware. Someone else has also 2 or 3, and that's how testing is done, or you have to follow some specs from the developers?
No. So our team works on various pieces of hardware, and some of us have several pieces of hardware. So if there's non-functional issue, I will repeat this: non-functional.
Okay.
So if issue is non-functional, and then you may need to see whether it reproduces on another machine. If it's a functional issue, it almost never is machine dependent.
Okay. So that sounds interesting and complicated. I was thinking about, like, if you have a laptop, it might perform worse if some sort of efficiency cores are turned on, and maybe scripts doesn't execute in time if it's time dependent. But okay, it's interesting.
That's not well. That's still non-functional test. That's performance testing. Okay. It's non-functional.
But if it affects the gameplay, for example, you basically set a delay of, I don't know, 300 frames, and on some machine it might be half a second.
Wait, that's not delay. Delay is server. So we test with delay, of course, but that's client server relations.
No. I've telling you about. So
you're talking about frame times.
No. A script. If you have a script, for example, yes, and you want to add a cooldown between some actions,
yes,
to prevent.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
So, for example, if it's set for, I don't know, in some games, for example, in Bethesda games, it's tied to frames per second. And for example, you want to have a 300 frames delay between some actions. So it roughly equates at 60 frames per second. It's like what, 5 seconds, for example. Stages between quests, for example. And you have a PC that executes these frames in a longer period of time. So is it non-functional, or is it just, do you test it? Do you like noted that something is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
okay?
that's why. Yeah, so to avoid all the complicated stuff that you been suggesting about going into the blueprints and adjusting the reaction time, the input time, that's why we have team with different pieces of hardware. So some of us are working on a really bad hardware on purpose, so they notice issues like that. Whether it's functional or not, a non-functional testing, yes, as you said, it can bring out functional issues, but the testing itself, the process, it's non-functional. Functional is anything that is related to whether the game works the way it is intended to work in terms of how the mechanisms work. And non-functional is performance, stress testing, connection, visuals, and stuff.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you for your explanation and for your technical insight. So, do you want to become developers in some near or not so near future?
Well, some would say QA is a part of development team. No, I don't. I don't want to become an engineer. I don't want to become an artist, a designer. I want to become a better QA.
And suggest a better solution for the developers.
A solution to what?
To the problems, to issues they might create during the creative process.
I'm sorry, I did not understand the question.
So it was some kind of joke. So to suggest better solutions for the issues they have created during the development. So like
so you think if I become a developer, I will be a better QA?
No. It was a joke. It was a comment because you want to become a better QA, yes, and it was a snarky comment that then you will have a better, even better comments regarding the issues that happen to occur in the games that people are creating. So you still want to be on the other side of this development cycle. So not a developer, but an engineer who helps the developers.
Okay. So well, if you as a QA, if you study the code, you do not become the engineer. You just become the QA who knows the code.
Okay.
If as a QA you study game design, you study blueprints, you study level design, you do not become a designer. You just become a QA who understands design better.
Okay. Got it. So I think we should wrap up. And at the end, I want to ask you some tricky questions. So a lot of people are trying to enter the game development by applying to QA teams first. Is it a viable option?
Yeah, absolutely. QA is one of the most accessible entry points. to not just game industry, game development, any software development. QA gives you a deep understanding of how applications are built, tested and polished, and exposes you to all of the aspects of the development. So you work with art, you work with level design, you work with engineers, you work with general game design, and in audio. So yeah, I even know how audio works. I have a specialized audio implementation program that's connected to Unreal Engine. And yeah, it opens it up to a lot of possibilities. Many QA professionals switch their directions, like you mentioned, to become designers, to become producers even, or engineers, because they feel like they've built a solid foundation in the industry for themselves. Yeah, so if you want to get into development but do not want to be a QA can be a good starting point. But like me, I would prefer to stay QA and learn more engines, learn automation, learn like there's tons of stuff that I still don't know. More platforms.
So no custom geological generator from you in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly. What would you suggest those who want to follow your steps and apply it to QA? If someone interested here.
Well, first of all, you have to learn testing theory. Really, yeah, you have to learn testing theory. You have to learn the basics, testing principles, bug reporting, how games are built. You need to know REST. You need to know client-server relations. You have to be you have to practice testing on your own. You need to have good communication skills. You need to be passionate about it. You need to like it too, because it's something. It's a creative process, and any creative process requires passion. If you don't have it, then you're doing it wrong, and you're doing it not really well.
And probably you should want to explore and investigate. It's a basic trait for the QA engineer. So if you don't want to do this, if you don't like,
you have to be curious. Exactly.
Yeah. So okay, and lastly, so 3 pieces of advice to become a good QA engineer as you are.
Okay. Be curious and pay attention.
Okay, first.
Communicate clearly. You have to express your thoughts in a way that anyone will understand. And stay disciplined.
Great. Thank you for this very interesting and insightful discussion. Thank you all for this opportunity, and that's all.
Thank you very much.
So that's great. Really, our impressions are very, very good, and it was quite an excellent first podcast. You've done such a great job, Anton. Thank you so much. Ilya, it was great of you to put so many wonderful different questions from different spheres. And we really enjoyed every minute of such a long podcast, but it was cool. Now we know more about both of you, that how you are deep in your industries, how you're passionate about what you're doing, that you're lucky people because you love what you're doing. Great. So students,